Hello everyone, welcome to our fifth session, our part 5 of our 10-part series for yoga for self-care. Today we're going to work into our shoulders a bit more, and we're going to incorporate some twists into our poses. Twists are really great for many systems of the body. They're really good at opening the energy systems in our nervous system, which runs up and down our spine, and just creating some space along our spine and our core. Really great at strengthening our core. And they're also really good for digestion. So if you have any digestive issues, maybe due to stress or just life, or maybe not being in a place where you can take care of yourself nutritiously, twists are really good. They really help getting your digestion moving. So lots of benefits for twists. So we're going to do a few of those today. And yeah, that's basically it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So welcome yourself onto your mat. Find a nice comfortable seated position. Go ahead and start with our breathing practice. I'm going to show you a new breathing practice today. So from your comfortable seat, you're going to place one hand on your chest near your heart and one hand on your belly button. And as you breathe in, your goal is to zip up your breath from your belly all the way up into your chest. And then as you breathe out, to release from your chest all the way down to your belly. So it's almost like you're zipping your breath up like a coat. So we'll go ahead and do a couple together. So breathing in, you're going to zip up. And breathing out, you'll zip down. Breathing in, zip up. Breathing out, zip down. Let's do 5 on our own at your own pace. And when you finish that 5th exhale, just place your hands down on your lap or at your sides. Close your eyes or focus your gaze downward, and let's just go ahead and check in with ourselves, noticing how you feel now. Noticing your body, your heart, your mind. Just stopping wherever you might notice some tension or tightness. Maybe welcoming some breath into those areas where you might feel tense or tight. Either in your body, your chest, your mind. But mostly we're just noticing. We're allowing, bringing some acceptance to how we are showing up today. Knowing that we're showing up just the way we should, in exactly the right time, exactly the right place. Allowing ourselves just to be exactly as we are. finally, perhaps asking yourself, is there anything you need to hear right now? Any kind words of encouragement or appreciation? Let those words bubble up to the surface, and if they do, go ahead and tell yourself those those words or phrases, the things you need to hear. Say them to yourself like you would a friend or a family member, giving yourself that little bit of kindness, encouragement, appreciation. Taking a nice big deep breath in and a full breath out. Opening your eyes, bringing yourself back to your practice. We'll go ahead and start with our warm up. And as usual, we're going to start with our shoulders. So from your seated position, you can breathe in, shrug your shoulders up. And as you breathe out, roll your shoulders back. Breathing in, shrug your shoulders up, and breathing out, roll your shoulders back. Just continue at your own pace, using your breath to feel into your shoulders. Notice how they're talking to you. Maybe giving them a bit of appreciation. They hold a lot of stress and worry and negative thoughts, and they're basically the trash can of our body. We store all the things we don't want in our shoulders. They take a lot from us. So switching directions, breathing and shrugging up and rolling your shoulders forward, giving them some love in this direction. Let's do one more. And then bringing it back to neutral, placing your right hand down next to you on the mat. Both hips stay on the ground. Breathing in, lift your left arm up and over. Reach your fingertips towards that opposite wall. And breathe deep into that left side body, opening from hip to fingertip on that left side. And releasing that left hand down next to you, keeping both hips on the ground. Lift your right arm up and over, reaching those fingertips towards the opposite wall. And breathing in deep from your hip to your fingertip. Opening that right side body. And then bringing that right hand back down next to you. From your seated position, you're going to hug your arms forward like you're hugging around someone or something that really needs your love today, even if it's yourself, especially if it's yourself. And as you breathe in, you're going to open your arms wide, arch your back slightly, and look up. And then as you breathe out, hug forward and roll your spine back and look down. And then breathe in, open, arch, looking up. Breathing out, roll your spine back, hug forward, look down. Just continue the seated cat-cow at your own pace, using your breath to really open where you need it. Any sign of tension or tightness is your body begging you to breathe into those areas and open. Do 2 more full rounds. And when you finish that last round, come back to center. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Your left leg stays straight. Your right foot's gonna come to the outside of your left leg, hugging that right knee into your chest, sitting up nice and straight, and placing your right hand behind you. With your out breath, begin to twist over to the right, and only going as deep as your breath will allow. You should feel a nice gentle twist, a nice gentle stretch, but also be able to breathe deeply into your body, into your spine. And then releasing back forward, switching sides. Your right leg comes out in front of you. Your left foot comes to the outside of your right leg. Hug your left knee into your chest, sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes behind you, and on that exhale, twisting over to the left. And using your breath to deepen this twist where you can. And returning back to center, we're going to come into our tabletop position. So your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. And from here, you're going to bring your left foot up to kind of like the inside of your left hand. So you're in this modified lunge position. So just adjust yourself so that you're in a comfortable modified lunge position. So your back knee is down. And you're just going to walk your hands forward towards the top edge of that mat, straightening out that right leg and opening up the front of that right hip. So again, using your breath to deepen down into that right leg, or really anywhere you feel tense or tight. And then coming back up, walking your hands just behind your left heel and pulling back on your left hip, opening up that left leg. If you like, you can lift your toes up off the ground. That'll deepen it just a bit, but do what feels good and available in your body right now. And as always, use your breath to deepen where you can, pulling back on that left hip. And walking your hands forward towards that left foot. Bringing your left foot back into your tabletop position. We'll switch sides. Your right foot comes up by that right hand. Walking your hands forward and opening up that left leg. And breathing deep. And walking your hands back just behind that right heel. Pulling your right hip back towards the back of the room. Opening up that right leg. You should feel a stretch somewhere in your right leg. And it intensifies if you pull your right hip back just a little bit. You can lift your toes up off the ground. Will intensify it even more, but always make sure you're listening to your body. And coming back forward, bringing that right leg back into your tabletop position. Keeping your legs right where they are. You're going to walk your hands forward towards the top of the mat. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to weave it underneath your right shoulder, bringing the side of your head down to the mat, and then stretching your right arm, your right fingertips towards that top edge of the mat. So just kind of adjust here into this twisted child's pose. Find something that is twisty but manageable. And then put your attention on your hips. And if they've kind of strayed over to the right, just see if you can bring them back over your knees. That's going to intensify the twist a little bit, but also open up your shoulders and your chest just a little bit more. This pose is amazing for your immune system and waking up and, strengthening your immune system. I highly recommend doing it daily. And bringing your right hand back, planting it down, releasing your left hand, your left arm. And then planting your left hand down, switching sides, weave your right arm underneath your left shoulder, stretch your left hand, your left arm out towards that top edge of the mat. Find your twisted pose here, and then move your hips to deepen it. And see if you can bring your hips over your knees again. And breathe. And bring that left hand back down, plant it, and release your right arm. Keep your hands where they're at. Curl your toes under, push your bottom up and back into your first downward facing dog, and adjust yourself here, pulling back and up with your hips, letting your chest sink towards the mat, releasing the crown of your head. And breathing deep into the back side of your body. And looking up towards your hands. Step or hop your feet in between your hands. Bend your knees pretty liberally. Bring your hands to the mat. Release the crown of your head towards the mat. And then lift your hips up towards the sky, opening that back side of your body just a little bit more. Nice big deep breath in. Raise your arms up to the sky. Reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, coming up on your tippy toes if you can. Nice big full body stretch here. Deep breaths in and out. And on your next out breath, release your heels to the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Just take a moment here now that we're standing up to notice how you feel. Now that you're upright, just take a mindful moment to notice your body, your heart, your mind before we begin our sun salutations. All right, we're gonna move into our sun salutations. We're gonna do 3 rounds again this time. So by now, hopefully you're getting the hang of it, and it's hopefully becoming, you know, I don't want to say easier because I don't think that's the right word, but hopefully you're getting the hang of it. But anyways, just follow my cues, do the best you can. Each day is a new day. So from the top of your mat, breathing in, lift your arms to the sky, breathing out, fold forward. Breathe in, left foot steps back. Breathe out, right foot steps back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, right foot steps forward. Breathe out, left foot steps forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, right foot back. Breathe out, left foot back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, left foot steps forward. Breathe out, right foot steps forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Second time, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, left foot back. Breathe out, right foot back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, right foot forward. Breathe out, left foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, right foot back. Breathe out, left foot back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, right foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Third time, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, left foot back. Breathe out, right foot back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, right foot forward. Breathe out, left foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Last side, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, right foot back. Breathe out, left foot back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, right foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Nice job. All right. We're going to move into our downward facing dog again, and then we'll start our standing poses. So, breathing in, raise your arms to the sky. As you breathe out, fold forward, and then walk both your feet back into a downward facing dog. You're going to step your left foot, you're going to raise your left leg in the air for three-legged dog, and pause here for a breath. And on your next out breath, sweep your left leg in and through for low lunge. So again, your option here is to have your right knee on the ground, or you can keep it lifted up off the ground. And if at any time you want to try it off the ground and then put it back down, that is fine too. Just listen to your body, what it needs and wants. Same benefit. So nice big deep breath in wherever you're at, and raise your arms up to the sky for either crescent or modified crescent lunge. And just pause here for a moment in your crescent lunge. Either your knees on the ground or it's lifted, your choice. We're going to move into a twist here in our crescent lunge. So you choose where you want your knee placement. Bring your hands to heart center. Reach your torso out towards that right or that left knee. Bring your left elbow to the outside, or your right elbow to the outside of your left leg. So your hands are pancaked together. Your left elbow is up towards the sky, and you're twisting over towards the left. And you're breathing here. And again, if you can't take nice deep breaths here, back out, bring your knee to the ground, come out of the twist all together, and then just either reset or stay in your crescent lunge. And then coming back out of the twist, back into your crescent lunge, sweeping your hands down towards the mat. Pivot your right foot so that it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Walk your left foot over a little bit and come up into your warrior two here. So here we are in our warrior two. Check your front knee. That's the most important part. If it is not over the ankle, shift your hips so that knee is over the ankle. Crown of the head up towards the sky, arms out to the sides. Reaching those left fingers out over those left toes, bringing that arm down onto your left leg. You sweep your right arm across your body, reach those right fingertips towards that opposite wall. And here comes the twist on this side. Flip your palm, wrap your right hand around your back and look up. Or you can just stay in your extended side angle with your fingertips reaching out towards the side of the room, but whatever your body's asking for. Maybe your body's like, no ma'am, I don't want twists today, and that is fine too. All right, releasing that right arm, coming back up through your warrior two. Releasing your right hand gently to your right leg, lifting your left arm straight up to the sky, reverse warrior here. Coming back down through your warrior two, straightening your left leg, pivot your left toes. So both feet are facing the long edge of your mat. Here you are in a wide-legged stance. Arms out to the side. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, push your bottom back towards the back of the room. Bring your hands down to the mat, wide-legged forward fold. Just let the crown of your head hang down towards the mat. And placing that left hand underneath your face, lifting your right arm straight up to the sky, looking up, wide-legged twist, or wide-legged forward fold with the twist. breathing. Releasing that right hand back down, placing your right hand underneath your face and lifting your left arm straight up. Twisting here to the other side. Releasing your left arm back down. Walking your hands towards your left foot and your right foot follows. So both feet are facing the same direction. They're both facing the short edge of your mat. You're in this low lunge. Again, you're going to step that back foot forward just a little bit, preparing for warrior one. Step that back foot forward just a little bit so your hips are still facing forward. And breathing in, you're going to rise up into your warrior one. So your hips are forward towards that short edge of your mat. Fingertips up to the sky. Sweeping your arms down behind you. You can clasp your hands behind your back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. You can stay here or you can look up and just arch your back slightly, pulling down on your hands to open your shoulders, your chest just a little bit more. Releasing your hands if they're clasped. Placing all your weight in that left foot. You're going to step your right foot forward to meet your left. Now you're in a standing position. I'm going to turn to face you, where your left leg is planted on the ground. And you're going to slowly begin to bend your right leg and raise that leg up off the ground. So it's at a right angle to the floor. We're going to move into our stork pose. And so your option here is just to stay here in your stork pose. Or you can bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee and your right hand to the back, to your lower back. And standing up nice and tall, beginning to twist over to the right. And then holding there. So you can just stay in your stork pose. You can twist to the right. You can even do modified with your toes on the ground and the twist. Wherever you're at today, practicing our balance. And then releasing that leg, coming out of the twist, shaking out where you need to. Then we're going to switch sides. I'm going to switch my sides. You can stay where you're at. But from the top of your mat, you're going to raise your arms up to the sky. You're going to fold forward, planting your hands on the mat. Step both your feet back into your downward facing dog. This time lift your right foot straight up or your right leg straight back behind you. Nice deep breath here. And as you breathe out, sweep your right leg in and through for low lunge on this side. Again, option to drop your left knee down to the mat or keep it up off the ground. Nice big deep breath here. Rise up into your crescent lunge wherever you're at, either modified or traditional. Fingertips up to the sky. Bringing your hands to heart center. leaning your torso out towards that right knee, bringing your left elbow to the outside of that right knee. So your hands are sandwiched together. Your right elbow is up towards the sky, twisting to the left. And breathing. Releasing the twist back up into your crescent lunge. Sweeping your hands down towards the mat, pivoting your left foot so it's parallel to the back edge of your mat, walking your right foot over just a little bit and rising up into your warrior two on this side. Same things. Notice your knee, adjust your hips, crown of the head up to the sky. Gaze out over your right hand. Nice deep breaths. Stretching your right hand out over those right toes, bringing that arm down to rest on top of that leg, sweeping your left arm across your body, reaching those fingertips over to the side. Flipping your left palm, wrapping that arm behind your back and looking up. Or just staying in your extended side angle, your choice. Releasing your left hand, releasing back into your warrior two. Gently dropping that left hand, raising your right arm up to the sky, looking up. Coming back down through your warrior two, windmilling your arms down. I'm sorry, no, you're not. You're gonna straighten your right leg and you're gonna pivot your feet so both feet are facing the long edge of the mat. And we're gonna do our wide-legged forward fold again. So nice big deep breath in. As you breathe out, push your bottom back. Bring your hands down to the mat. So you can shift your hips back and forth, just loosening up a little bit more. And then from here, you're gonna walk your hands over to your right foot and pause here. Releasing the crown of your head towards that right knee. A little bit different twist. You can bring your right hand to the back of your right calf. That'll deepen it just a little bit more. And release that. Walk your hands back through center, over to your left side. Release the forehead towards your left knee. Or bring the left hand to the back of your left calf. And come back through center. And then walk your hands back to your right foot. Pivot both feet so they're both facing the same direction. Walk that left foot forward just a little bit, preparing for warrior one. Nice big deep breath in. Rise up into your warrior one here. And same things if you like. You can sweep your hands down, clasp them behind your back. And open up, open arch, looking up. Open that chest a little bit more. Whatever feels available to you. And releasing out of that. Stepping your left leg to meet your right. We're going to move into stork pose on this side. So again, your options, you can keep those feet just in front of you with your knee bent. You can bring your knee all the way up. You can stay here in your stork pose. Scoot over just a little bit. All right, stay here in your stork pose or modified stork. Or you can add the twist, bringing your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Left hand comes to the small of your back or your lower back, and you're gonna twist over to the left. And release that leg down. Release out of the twist. Just give yourself a nice final like shake out. Sometimes the funnest part of yoga is the shaking. Get it all out. All right. So from your, so you can go ahead and face the long edge of your mat. We're gonna come down into a low squat. If you have any sort of knee or hip issues, or even if you have any sort of knee or hip replacements, don't come into a low squat. Just come all the way down onto your bottom and bring the soles of your feet together for butterfly pose. But if you are able to come into a low squat, we'll go ahead and do that now. So just separate your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, begin to bend your knees, bringing your bottom down towards the ground until your hands reach the ground. So your elbows are kind of nestled on your inner thighs. We're just going to pause here for a moment. So again, even if you don't have any knee or hip issues, but this is just not available to you right now, then just come all the way onto your bottom and come into your butterfly pose with the soles of your feet together, because the same benefit, right? And we want yoga to be enjoyable and not painful or life altering, right? We don't want any injuries that keep us from doing yoga or the things we love. Kind of defeats the purpose. And then eventually, if you're not already there, just gently come down onto your bottom. Center yourself long ways on your mat. And then we're just gonna gently roll all the way onto our back. So from here, we're gonna do a little bit of ab work. And so it's very important when we do this to pay attention to your body. So it's, you can always just keep your arms up. You can keep your whole back on the ground and just have your feet, or just have your hands up off the mat. So this is always a possibility. If you want a little bit more, you can bring your belly button to your spine. So really bring your abs together tight. Tuck your chin towards your chest, just lifting your shoulders up off the ground just a little bit. Okay. And so from here, so you're either here or you're laying flat on the ground. So from here, you're just gonna hold. If you want a little bit extra, you can lift one leg up off the ground, or you can straighten a leg and bring it back down, or you can lift the other leg up off the ground and bring it down. You can pump your arms up and down. We're just gonna hold here or here. Whatever your body. And of course, if you notice any sort of neck or shoulder issues, just go ahead and release and come back in, or not. Just release and lay there. That's an option too. But just kind of working and strengthening these core muscles and playing around with how this feels. Coming in and out as you need to. The work really comes from keeping that belly button pulled in toward your spine, keeping your arms up off the ground as you lift your legs. Of course, the higher you lift your leg, the more intensity you'll feel. And then eventually bring everything back down onto the mat. Walk your heels towards your fingers and your fingers towards your heels. Again, they don't have to touch. Then lift your hips up into your bridge pose. And then just pause here. And again, you have the same options of lifting your heels one at a time. And as usual, keep your belly button pulled in tight towards your spine. And then eventually releasing your hips back down to the ground and hugging your knees into your chest. Nice job. To bring your feet back down onto the ground, your knees are bent. Bring your right ankle to the top of your left leg. Lift your left foot up off of the ground. Clasp your hands behind your left leg. And just pause and breathe into this figure four. We didn't do a whole lot of deep hip stretches, so this will be our one for the session. Did some hip openers and things like that, but not any of this deep hip stretching. So release that left foot to the ground, bring the right foot to the ground, bring the left foot or left ankle on top of your right leg, lift your right leg up off the ground, clasp your hands behind your right leg, and breathe into the figure four on this side. making any adjustments to deepen as you see fit. Release that right leg down to the ground, left leg to the ground. Stretch your left leg out straight in front of you. Hug your right knee into your chest or your armpit. Maybe even rocking it a little bit from side to side. Giving it a little bit of love. Same love you gave your shoulders in the beginning, give to your right leg. And then when you're ready, gently move that right knee across your left hip. Keep both shoulder blades on the ground. And sink into this supine twist. Release that right leg back to center. Realign your hips. Stretch your right leg straight out in front of you. Hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a nice good squeeze. Maybe rock it back and forth. Give it the same love you gave your right leg. And when you're ready, gently let your left leg come across your right hip. Keep both shoulder blades on the ground and twist on this side. And release your left leg and make your way into your Shavasana position for today. So again, your knees or your feet can be on the ground, your knees bent. Your feet, the soles of your feet can come together. Your knees can come out to the side. You can straighten your legs and come into your traditional Shavasana. It's totally up to you. Arms are down at the sides. Nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, closing your eyes. Nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, sinking deeper into the floor. Return your breath to normal and just notice all the parts of your body that make contact with the ground. Notice how the ground rises up to meet you, to hold you, to support you. Notice how with each breath you can fully release anything you no longer want to carry, any tension or tightness, any strong emotions, any mental clutter. You can all just let it go. The ground absorb anything you don't want. With each out breath, Breathing in and gathering, and breathing out and releasing. The earth, cleanse and remove. We'll be here for a few moments on our own. Please enjoy your Shavasana. I'll let you know when the time is up. If you're not ready to come out of Shavasana, that is perfectly all right. Just stay right where you are. And if you are ready to come out, I'll go ahead and move you out of the pose. So So you can go ahead and deepen your breath and welcome some intuitive movement back into your body, perhaps starting with your feet and your hands, maybe your toes and your fingers, moving on to your knees, getting some movement in your knees, maybe your head from side to side, maybe stretching your arms above your head and arching your back slightly, whatever helps you detach from the Shavasana pose. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, rolling over onto one side and pausing for a moment, just allowing the blood to flow back through your heart and your brain. One final moment of reflection here before we end our practice. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, pushing yourself up to seated. We'll go ahead and end our practice for today. The light in me is a direct reflection of the light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you all. See you next time.